Shalom. I'll be discussing today the importance of a legal fee agreement between a client and a lawyer. As you know, a lawyer is basically the professional position that conceptually, as we all know, is in charge of constructing and writing contracts. So when a lawyer works on a case without a legal fees agreement, it just doesn't look so good. And there is a lot of court decisions on this matter. In the hundreds, many hundreds, probably in the thousands even in Israel. And the main logic behind all these court decisions is that when there is no legal fees agreement at all, usually it won't work in the benefit of the lawyer, it will usually be in the benefit of the client, and when a legal fees agreement isn't clear enough, also that usually would work in the benefit of the client. The premises here is that the lawyer has a stronger position, the lawyer understands what he's getting into, the client doesn't understand so much what he's getting into, and he's in a weaker position, and therefore the lawyer has a high obligation here to have a very clear contract and to explain to his client what exactly he's getting into. I'll give some examples, interesting examples. There was one case basically where there was an original general agreement that was signed between a client and his lawyer. The agreement basically discussed the case in general, and it clearly mentioned that it would not include appeals. What happened was that the case started and there was an appeal. The lawyer did not ask for additional legal fees for the appeal and continued working for a very long time on the appeal until he finally won the appeal. And in the end, the lawyer asked for legal fees from his client. He just more or less threw a number, and he said, "This is what I think I should be getting as fees, and this is based on the time I spent and the hours invested." The client objected. It went to court, and even though the original agreement said it does not include appeals, the judge agreed with the client that the lawyer can't just make up now a fee. And basically, the lawyer was not given any fees for the appeal he submitted in this specific case. And it just shows you the importance of having a clear, particular agreement when a new phase in an existing case even arises. And if you want to now have a new agreement with the client, you need to sign him on a new legal fees agreement. It's also good for the client and also for the lawyer. I'll give a personal example of a case that I had. I represented a client in an immigration to Israel case. So basically the Interior Ministry didn't make a decision and we were waiting for a decision. So I submitted a petition to force the Interior Ministry to make a decision. I won the petition and I got court expenses to cover the legal costs. So the client basically paid for legal fees to submit the petition, and I received the court expenses that were decided upon that basically covered the legal fees. If I didn't have an agreement, then those legal fees wouldn't go to me, they would go to the client, because that's basically what the Bar Association decided, that if the court awards fees to a plaintiff or to a defendant, then these fees go to the plaintiff or the defendant and not to the lawyer, unless the lawyer and the client agree otherwise. So basically, in that case, I was awarded those fees. And then what happened was that the decision was made against my client, so I had to submit a new petition. And in that situation, I didn't sign the client on a new agreement. I basically verbally agreed with the client that I'll continue to work based on the agreements in the old agreement. And I went ahead and submitted a petition. I won that petition, and this time I was awarded a much higher amount in legal fees. And what happened was that the client, in the end of the day, even though I won a case to bring his partner from Colombia to live here with him, he and his spouse from Colombia separated, and basically he wanted the the award that the court awarded to him for himself. He said that it should go to him. I argued that no, based on the first agreement we signed, that those fees should go to me. He sued me in court. I read all the court decisions on the matter, and I understood that I was in a problematic situation because I have no specific agreement with the client regarding the new petition that I submitted in court. Unfortunately to me, the judge agreed with the client, and the judge decided that the fees awarded should go to the client. I'm explaining all this just to explain the importance of having a clear, well-defined agreement between the lawyer and the client. This is also in the lawyer's interest and also in the client's interest to understand what you're getting into, to understand how much exactly you're paying, and to have the procedure as clear as possible. If it's not clear, most likely it will be in the favor of the client in the end of the day if there's a dispute. Thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions on the matter, please feel free to contact us.